Hi, John. Thanks so much for wanting to talk to us. First, I'd love for you to introduce yourself and let us know why you chose Vets2PM.
Oh, thank you for having me, Misty. My name is John Howard. I'm an Army veteran of 10 years. My entire career has been with Patriot Missile Systems. Um, and I decided to use Vets2PM because prior to, I actually got the briefing whenever I was going through my TAP transition classes. And we received a briefing from one of the Vets2PM team members and kind of put out there that getting certified in project management can be a challenge, but the payoff is extremely rewarding. And I think one of the biggest things for me is prior to learning about Vets PM, I knew what project managers were, but I had no idea what they did. Um, and I think Vets PM definitely prepared me to be competitive with my civilian counterparts who have been doing this for either the same amount of time I have or even possibly longer.
Yeah, and project management is a skill set, it's a role, it's a responsibility, it's a career, it's an industry, but it's also a function that every professional will most likely take part in. So, regardless if you're entry level, mid level, or senior level, project management is a skill set that you will use in order to start and finish new initiatives. We may not call them projects, but project management is a skill set that every professional would definitely benefit from honing and from even, validating that skill set with a professional certification. So share with us the program that you used from Vets to PM.
So I use the full program for my Scrum one or Professional Scrum Master one certification, the PMI ACP certification, and the PMP certification. The instructor I had here at Fort Bliss was Aaron McEvers, and we actually had an amazing opportunity to have the founder of Vets PM, Doc Wright, come out and teach our class for a little bit. And just getting both of their perspectives and all the knowledge base that they have was um, it was invaluable to say the least. Because it definitely makes it easier having somebody who has that military background who can translate our experience into the civilian workforce.
Yeah, and the Master Project Leadership Workshop was crafted with that in mind, that everyone, for the most part, every military service member is transitioning with some sort of project management skill set. Like I said, it could be beginner, mid-level, or senior level. And so certifications allow us to validate it, right? Validate it in a way that employers will understand because those are globally recognized certifications that are part of, required and preferred requirements for a lot of jobs. So we give you, 8 weeks in order to certify in those three project management disciplines. So we have Scrum, we have Agile, and then we have the, foundational certification, which is the project management professional, the PMP. And then we also prepare you for the career side of it as well, resume, LinkedIn, and interview. So tell us about your experience. Were you able to take all three certifications?
Yes, I was. I actually, um, at first, whenever I was getting into the course, it did feel a little overwhelming. Um, However, I think between the instructors and the outstanding classmates I had, we all collaborated and worked together. And I went into every test with confidence that I would pass, and I came out with all three certifications.
Wow, congratulations. It's not easy. A lot of people think, oh, well, if I had 8 weeks to just focus on studying for those certifications and I can pass, but you still have your, Army responsibilities for the most part. You still have your family and your personal life responsibilities for the most part. And those exams are not very easy as well. Anything stood out, with you as far as how did you get prepared to go in confident and come out certified?
I think the biggest thing for me is going into it. I definitely had to change my mindset of how I like approach problems. Um,
Yeah.
and I think at some point, whenever I was studying for the Agile exam, something kind of clicked in my head, and I understood um, like how to understand the questions that I was being asked better, how to answer them better, why some answers were correct and some weren't correct. And I think that's one thing that was very beneficial about during the course is we had a lot of we would actually take some practice tests in class, and our instructor would uh, explain why or why not an answer was correct, or kind of get into the details of like, yes, both of these answers could be correct, but this one is correct for this specific question because it's being asked a certain way, I guess.
Yeah. So along with studying for those three certifications, so congratulations again, you also received some career
Thank you.
preparation. So how
Mhm.
to, translate your skill set via the resume, how to tell your story via the interview, and also how to, really establish yourself as an industry professional on LinkedIn. So tell us about that training.
So I think the biggest thing for me is like you do receive some sort of classes on those whenever you're going through the TAP process, and at least in the Army side of things. But I think that Vets2PM does an outstanding job with like breaking it down, giving you physical examples, and also the career services that Vets2PM provides with both you and Kathy um, exposes you to things that you never would have understood before, or like, or why things are done a certain way. And I think that's one thing that really helped me, especially set up my LinkedIn and then kind of transform my resume from being okay to being professional.
Awesome. So what now? What's happening with John? So you're finished with the program, and so what is on the horizon for you?
So for me, I've actually had two interviews since I finished with the Vets PM program. Currently, I am waiting to hear back on one more job offer. I am planning on staying here in the El Paso area. Um, so just kind of looking to see what the job market has for me and seeing where I can go from there.
Awesome. So if people in the El Paso area or even in Clarksville, Tennessee, we have a program out there too at Fort Campbell. If they're kind of wondering, "Oh, what should I do? Should I, express some interest in this program?" What would you tell them about the Master Project Leadership Workshop?
I would tell them that I have nothing but good things to say about it. I've actually been telling some of my coworkers already that, hey, if you're getting out and you're not sure about what you want to do and you want to kind of have a skill that directly translates to any kind of field that you want to get into, be it construction, medical, financial, anything, um, project management is the way to go, especially because you can take it at any level. Like you said earlier, it's entry level, senior level. Um, if you're getting out at any uh, grade, you can transition out easily and find a position that kind of suits your previous experience.
Absolutely. And project management, it's a skill set, it's a function, it's a role, it's a responsibility. It may not even be your title, but you will most likely manage projects in some way, shape, or form in your professional career. So most military members are transitioning with that skill set, validate it in a way where employers, recruiters, and hiring managers understand your unique value add. Learn how to show and tell via the resume, the interview, and LinkedIn, and then connect with companies and businesses that want to hire you. And we provide career services. We put you in our candidate database, and we have lots and lots of job postings on our job board. So thanks so much, John, for sharing your experience. And if you could just sum up, if you knew then what I know now about the Master Project Leadership Workshop, any quick advice, tips, or tool that you would give someone that's going to start soon?
I would say the biggest thing that I would recommend is definitely utilize the resources that you have. And one of the great things on the Vets PM website, once you're signed up for the course, you do kind of have access to um, basically like a video series that goes over everything that you kind of learn in class as well. So if there's anything you might not have understood at the time, you can go back, watch those videos, and then the instructors are incredibly, incredibly talented, incredibly smart. And I think that's one of the biggest things is utilize what you have at your disposal, be it the instructors, the test material, or the practice test, I should say, um, and then especially the career services, and as well as the if you're able to. Um, with VetsPM, they offer a lot of skill bridge opportunities with other companies. So I'd say that's one of the most um, like amazing opportunities you can have because it's kind of like you have a foot in the door already.
Yeah. And we always like to say we're the one-stop shop for your military transition and for you to become a project manager, whether it's a formal title or, doing that skill set in your profession. Thanks, John, for sharing your story.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.